It's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to those who observe. And this really isn't a jolly video. This is a reality check. How many people that you know right now, whether it's family members, people you work with, people in your community, people you went to school with, how many people that we know as of Christmas Eve 2023 are going to be with us Christmas Eve 2024? How many people are going to lose their lives to drunk drivers? People not paying attention, texting while they're driving, eating while they're driving, fighting while they're driving, just being inattentive. Had a few too many at the last party, on their way to the next party. People that just lost their job. Maybe they lost custody of their children, ended a relationship, having family issues, or being evicted, and are just giving up. They just can't do it another day. How many people do we know that are going to die when we could do something about it? And don't say it's not my problem. Honey, it's everybody's problem. If you are at a gathering and you see somebody partying a little too hard, call them an Uber. If you are hosting a party, make sure you have 2 or 3 designated drivers, people who do not drink alcohol, do not use drugs, including marijuana, so that they can help get everybody home safe. If you know you're going to somebody's home or you're going to a party and you are going to really tie one on, make arrangements to stay where you are. Stay there. Sleep on the sofa, sleep on the floor. Do not get behind the wheel of a car. Keep each other safe. Through the years, I have talked to so many families who have lost loved ones because they were in a car accident. They were either the driver or the passenger, or in a different car, just innocent victims. Coming home from work, they worked the night shift at a hospital and they were on their way home and they got nailed, T-boned by a drunk driver and lost their life. Christmas Eve. One of the most poignant stories that I remember was I'm trying to think of the year. My son was 6, so that would have been like 1980s, early 80s, and like 85. I was working surgical intensive care nurse at a hospital, and it was Christmas Eve, and a mom and her 2 kids were driving home from a family gathering back to their house so the kids could open presents Christmas Eve at their own home, because they were afraid Santa wouldn't find them at grandma's, which is kind of normal. And they were hit head on by a drunk driver that got in the wrong lane. Mom was killed at the scene. The brother was killed at the scene, and all that was left was a little girl the same age as my son. And since I had a child that age, they said, here, we want you to be the nurse. I was assigned that case for the night. That was hard. That was really hard, because the little girl had a fractured pelvis. She had fractured legs, a broken arm. And she kept falling asleep and waking up. She had head injuries, of course. And she was asking for her brother all night. He's dead. Mom's dead. Dad? Dad's not in the picture. Dad left when they were babies. Dad lived in Minnesota. Dad had never met his kids. I had to make that call to tell him, ex-wife is dead, his son is dead, the little girl is in intensive care. And he was devastated. He doesn't know this child. And that's what he told me. I don't know her. What do you want me to do? And I said, step up and be a dad. And then I put the resident on the phone so he could discuss, the ins and outs of the case. And within 12 hours, he was there. Next night, I came on duty, and again, he was there. I got assigned the same case. And they just cried. She could not believe her mom was dead, her brother was dead, and now she's going to be living with a total stranger. She's 6. Do not be responsible for things like this happening. I will never forget that. I got off work. I worked nights, 7 p to 7 a. I got off work, cried all the way home. I got home. Of course, my son was already up watching cartoons, and I just grabbed him and cried and held him. Yeah, just thinking about it makes me teary. Do not be responsible for taking the life of someone else. Just because you're out having fun, you're going to end someone's life. That is so selfish. Don't be that person. Be responsible enough to put your keys in the hand of someone you trust. Call an Uber. Stay where you are. If the weather is bad, do not get out on the roads, because there are so many people, the roads will be a little bit icy, and it's, kind of tricky for anybody sober, let alone somebody that's 3 sheets to the wind. So use your brain, okay? If you know of someone that is depressed, that is really, really struggling right now, call 988 so they can talk to someone and get the help that they need. Too many times I hear, well, if we had only known. Well, they told you. Well, they say if they tell you, they're really not going to do it. No. If they tell you, get them help. They're asking for help. Just get over yourself and help somebody in need. If you have a neighbor, somebody in the community, a coworker, a family member that is just really down and they need somebody to talk to, be that person. Take an hour out of your day and be that person. Just listen to them. Just sit with them. Watch a game, watch a movie. Be with them. Let them know you care. It's Christmas Eve. Next week is New Year's Eve. I never enjoyed New Year's Eve or Christmas, the week between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. As a nurse, it was hell week because everybody's drunk. Tons of car accidents that they don't need to be behind the wheel in the first place. It's not about going out and just getting wasted. It's about getting behind the wheel when you're mentally and physically competent to drive. People that take someone's life, drunk drivers, people that are high, people that should not be behind the wheel of a car in the first place, I think they should have to attend the funeral via Zoom, of course, but they need to see what they have done. They need to witness a grieving family and know that they are responsible for this. Anybody that follows me knows. It's in all my books. I say it frequently throughout the week, and my clients get tired of hearing it. We are all accountable for our own actions, inactions, attitudes, behaviors, and the consequences. So if you or someone you know gets behind the wheel of a car and are in an accident, that's on them. If you have the balls to go out and get wasted, then you have the balls to go before the judge and say, yeah, I did this. No excuses. Do not enable people. Do not make excuses for them. Hold them accountable. That's part of the problem. We make excuses for everybody. Stop. Well, one more drink. Oh, I just opened the bottle. Well, if you just opened it, you can close it. I have seen too many families destroyed because of drunk drivers. because of people who were reaching out for help and nobody listened. It is our responsibility as a community, as a society, to look out for each other. Don't let people do something stupid. And please, and I say this with all sincerity, it's one thing to buy somebody their favorite bottle of wine or their favorite bourbon, or, that's kind of normal. Do not buy each other drugs. Seriously, do not do that. That is just stupid. But people will do it anyway. Don't enable others. Hold them accountable. And lastly, please be an organ donor. Please. If and when, at some point we're all going to die, but someone might be able to use your heart, your lungs, your eyes, skin for skin transplants. I know when I had a double mastectomy in 2014, I'm a tissue recipient. There's somebody else living inside me. And it was kind of, but it's okay. Somebody valued life enough to help somebody else when they're gone. Kidneys are hard to come by. Lungs, hearts, corneas. So be an organ donor, please. So I'm wishing everyone a very safe holiday. Please stay safe. Okay? Happy holidays.